Fatih, look, the International Energy Agency, we've been talking about energy crises and lots of references back to the 1970s. I see Dan Yergin here. He can, in Q&A, tell us about how this one compares to the 1970s. But the IEA was built in response to that moment of crisis in the 1970s. You've been writing forcefully about both the current energy crisis, but also the need to transition to a very different type of energy system in the future. Can you talk about how we respond in this moment to that dual challenge?
Thanks, Jason. So I think both colleagues have mentioned, you mentioned, Jason. I think we are in the middle of the first global energy crisis. In the 70s, it was the oil crisis, and now we have a oil crisis, natural gas crisis, coal crisis. They are all prices skyrocketing, and the energy security is a priority for many governments, if not all. It is why it is very simple. The reason until 24th of February, Russia was the #1 oil exporter of the world, #1 natural gas exporter of the world, major player in the global coal markets. And the international community, most of the countries, are pushing back now Russia's aggression, and as a result, we are seeing the global energy crisis here. And of course, we are not living in a dream world. The world has to replace those oil and gas coming from Russia with first with oil and gas and other technologies. I completely agree that the immediate response should include additional oil and gas bringing to the markets. But I prefer that our immediate response does not lock in our energy infrastructure for fossil fuels for many years to come. So how do we do that? First, we have to make the most out of the existing oil and gas fields, which are already there, plus shale oil and gas, because it's quick to come to markets and go from the markets. Jason, we have huge amount of methane emissions escaping now. Fixing them in just a couple of weeks of time is much easier, much more economic, and much quicker to bring additional gas to the markets. LNG, Germany and other countries are building in a hurry LNG terminals. When you build them, I understand it, but when you build them, put 10–15% more investments to make them ready for in the future to use for ammonia or the hydrogen imports.